Hey everyone, it's Nina. Today we're going to do a little bit of a different practice. It's a modified ASHTANGA class. So this is a quick ASHTANGA class that you can do when you're short on time. We're only going to go through a couple of Sun Salutations and mostly just the standing series. And instead of holding every pose for 5 breaths, we're going to hold them for 3. So this ASHTANGA practice is really great for anyone who is new to yoga. I can provide some modifications, so if you're new, I recommend having a block or 2 nearby just in case. So do the best that you can. This is a really great practice. Whenever I feel like I'm feeling stuck or stagnant in my own personal practice, I always come back to ASHTANGA. So to get started, come up to the top of your mat. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Palms facing forward, roll the shoulders down the back, close your eyes. Take a big inhale in. And exhale, let it out. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back, lower down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. 1, 2, 3. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step all the way up towards the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring the hands by your sides. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, lower down into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step all the way up towards the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Take the arms by your sides, palms facing forward. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or hop or step all the way up to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Release your hands by your sides. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down, step back into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step all the way up towards the top. And inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. And hands by your sides. Going into our Sun Salutation B, we're only going to go through 2 rounds of this. So inhale, lift your arms up to the sky, sink your hips down into chair. Big inhale in, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back into chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Warrior 1, inhale, lift up. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, up to warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step all the way up towards the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms by your sides. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, sink the hips down into chair pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Inhale, up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward. Inhale, up, warrior 1. Exhale, hands down, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. Feel free to take a deep bend in your knees to really push the hips up and back into the sky. Look to the top of your mat. Jump or step all the way up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Bring the hands by your sides. Starting with our standing series, we're going to step the left foot back to face the back of your mat, coming into our triangle pose. So the back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Take your feet a little bit farther apart. Everyone's stance is going to be a little bit different depending on the size of your body and the length of your legs. Bring your arms out. Reach the left arm forward and bring that left hand down. You can reach for that toe. If you need a modification, bring a block under your hand. Be here for 3 breaths. Inhale, lift up. Turn to face towards the front. Extend the right hand forward. Lower down into your triangle pose. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift up. Turn to face the back of your mat, coming into revolved triangle pose. So bring your hips so that they're facing in one direction. Extend your left hand back, right arm forward. Lower that right hand down. You can take a block under this hand if you need. And twist to your left. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift up, and come to facing the front of your mat, coming into revolved triangle on the other side. So make sure both of your hips are facing forward. Extend your left arm forward, right arm back, and twist to your right, bringing that left hand to the inside of that right foot and twisting. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift up. Step forward into Salutation. Palms facing forward. Coming into our next series of pose into extended side angle. So step that left foot back to face the back of your mat. Bend your left knee. Take your left hand to the outside of your left foot. Bring your right arm up and over, again using a block under that hand if you need to. Turning those ribs up towards the sky. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift up. Facing the mat, or facing the front of your mat, coming to the other side. Bring the right hand to the outside of that right foot, maybe a block under the hand. Extend the left arm up and over. 3 breaths here. Inhale, come back up. Turn to face the back of your mat, coming into revolved side angle. So 2 variations here. You can bring your hand to the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot. You can also use a block as a modification. So find your variation, and we'll be there for 3 breaths. Inhale, lift up. Come to facing the front of the mat. And taking the same variation as you did on the other side, twisting to your right this time. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, come all the way back up. Step the left foot forward. Salutation at the top of your mat, your mountain pose, facing forward. Take a moment here. Next series that we're going to come into is our wide-legged forward folds. So bring your feet pretty far apart, toes facing forward. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring your hands down to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift. Really flatten the back here. And exhale, fold forward. Bring your hands in between your feet. 3 deep breaths here. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Lift all the way up. Inhale, lift your arms up to the sky. Exhale, hands to hips. And lower the head down. Keep your hands on your hips. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. 3 breaths here. Inhale, come all the way back up. Lift the arms up to the sky. And exhale, bring the hands to clasp behind the lower back. Roll the shoulder blades together. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. 3 breaths here. Come all the way back up to standing, unclasp your hands, lift your arms up to the sky, and exhale, fold back forward, bring your hands to, or your peace fingers to grab your big toes. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. 3 breaths. Release your toes, bring your hands to the hips, lift up, step forward to the top of your mat, mountain pose. We're gonna go into pyramid pose next. So step your left foot back and bring your left foot facing forward. Your back foot is at about a 45-degree angle. Make sure both of your hips are facing forward. A couple of arm variations here. You can grab opposite elbows. Just make sure to really roll the shoulders back so you're not rounding through here. Or if you'd like to go into reverse prayer, whatever variation you take, begin to extend the chest forward and lower down into your pyramid pose, keeping that chest nice and open. 3 breaths here. Inhale, lift up. Turn to face the front of your mat with the right leg facing forward, both of your hip points facing forward. Inhale, extend the chest forward. And exhale, fold, keeping that chest nice and lifted. 3 breaths. Inhale, lift up. Release the hands, come to the top of your mat, mountain pose. Inhale, lift the arms up to the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jump or step back into your chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. We're just gonna go into a few postures in the seated series. So from this position in your downward facing dog, you're gonna jump your feet through. If you can't do that, you can just walk your feet. So take whichever variation that you would like. Meet me in a seated position with your legs extended forward. Coming into our staff pose. Just kind of pull the sits bones apart from each other. Bring your hands next to your hips. And just sit up as straight as you can here. We're going to take 3 deep breaths. Chin nice and lifted. And then pull into your chest. 3 breaths. Lift the chin up. We're going to go into a forward fold. So feel free to bend your knees if needed. Sit up as straight as you can. Grab your big toes and begin to keep your back as flat as you can, pulling forward. Be here for 3 deep breaths. Inhale, lift up. Bring your hands by your sides. We'll just go through one more flow before we come into a seated position and finish off the practice. So cross your legs. It's okay if you can't do this. Like I said, just do your best, or if you'd like to place blocks under your hands to lift up and jump back. So cross the ankles or the shins, bring the knees into the chest, and then lift the feet forward and jump back into your chaturanga. Flow through your vinyasa into your downward facing dog. Look to the top of your mat and jump through your hands just like you did the first time, or maybe you just want to try to jump through just for fun. So take your variation. You don't have to go into handstand. You can just jump straight through. And just remember to cross your ankles as you jump through. If you have longer arms, it helps. So that's why sometimes it's good to use your blocks as you go into or go through these poses. So we're going to finish off class today, or this modified practice today, in our full lotus pose positions, these ending postures, with some breath work. So if you can't get into full lotus, that's completely fine. You can just sit cross-legged, just do your best. So come into your lotus pose or your cross-legged pose. So we're going into 3 different of these closing postures. So the first one, you're going to reach for opposite toes with opposite arms. If you can't reach, that's fine. Just reach for your hips, like me. So you have an option to stand straight up here with your chest lifted, or if you'd like to come forward, we'll just be here for 5 breaths. Inhale, lift up. Bring your hands to your knees with your palms facing up. Close your eyes, chin nice and lifted. 5 breaths here. And for your final posture, you're going to bring your hands next to your hips. You may want to grab some blocks for this if you struggle to keep the hips lifted while you're in this posture, but we're going to be here for 5 total breaths. Bring your hands next to your hips, and you're going to lift the hips up. You're going to be here for 5 breaths. Lower your hips down to the ground. Untangle your legs. And then turn to face the opposite direction of your mat for our final Shavasana. We'll be here for about a minute or 2. So lower down onto your backs, palms facing up. If this bothers your lower back, you can always bend your knees, TP them in together, and slightly tuck that tailbone under. You can also place a blanket over top of you if that feels nice. Slowly come back into your body. Taking your time here, eventually making your way up to a seated position. Coming into a cross-legged position. Just bring your hands to your heart center. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this modified Ashtanga class today. I hope that this is exactly what you needed. Thank you again for joining me. If you really enjoyed this video, don't forget to follow me. I post new videos every single week. On Mondays I have yoga and fitness videos on Wednesday. So thanks again, guys. I will see you on the mat in the next video.